Lenya Quinn-Davidson, and I work with University of California Cooperative Extension in Northwestern California, right on the coast. But I'm also one of the core staff for the Fire Adapted Communities Learning Network, and I work very closely with the Fire Learning Network on a variety of projects. And one of the things that I work on is the training exchange model, the Prescribed Fire Training Exchange, which we also call TREX. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this. It's really a model for training and cooperative burning, and it's kind of taken off in the last few years. The first TREX events were probably 8 or 9 years ago, just starting small, maybe a couple a year, and this coming year we're looking at, I think, about 22 TREX events happening across the country. So I'm going to tell you a little more about this model that is just proliferating like crazy and really gives a great opportunity to get some treatments on the ground and also to provide great training. So next slide, Wendy. So TREX, what is it? We hear this word. I think more and more people are hearing it and kind of wondering, what is this model? Is it the same as PFTC, which is the Prescribed Fire Training Center? So no, it's its own model. It's really an innovative training model that includes 3 different main components. One is training, providing really solid, hands-on prescribed fire training, but also getting treatments done and increasing capacity for getting burning on the ground. And then also dealing with outreach and spreading a good message about prescribed fire and training people to interact with media and to conduct prescribed fire outreach. So this training model includes really diverse participants, and that's one of the things that sets it apart, I think, from some of the existing prescribed fire training opportunities that are out there. The TREX model, by its very nature, includes every type of person that could be interested. So we have federal and state kind of fire professionals, your more traditional fire professionals, but also private landowners, tribal participants, academics, NGO staff. Really, anyone can participate as long as they can meet, basic fitness and other standard NWCG standards. So we meet the basic NWCG standards for all participants, but we welcome everyone to participate in TREX events. The way it works is we build a kind of fully functional burn team in a specific location, and we come together usually for about 2 weeks and provide hands-on training in prescribed fire. So we work with a lot of different types of local hosts to accomplish burning objectives on the ground, while also making sure that everyone's getting really solid training opportunities. Next slide. Another really interesting thing about the TREX that sets it apart is a focus on holistic, kind of a holistic approach to fire. So not only are you out on the fire line learning, about ignitions and fire behavior and how to implement prescribed fire, but you're also learning in your specific location where the TREX is, you're learning about the larger social, political, ecological context. So we bring in people who are fire ecologists and can talk about the local fire ecology of the area. We bring in people who can talk about social science around these issues and policy changes, and really try to give TREX participants a broad, holistic understanding of prescribed fire and fire management in general in whichever area they're working. So we emphasize a really broad range of skills. And like I said, the fire line skills are obviously a really core component, but also media and communications, fire effects, leadership, collaboration, all kinds of different skills that are going to help people, work more collaboratively and move fire management in a really great direction. Next slide. So some people want to know kind of how this is organized. You kind of think of this group of people coming together from across the country, sometimes across the world. We have participants who are international often at these events. And it's highly organized. We usually set up a Type 3 incident management team and act as a fully functional burn team that can move around and plug in and implement burns without really assistance from anyone else, though we always like to collaborate with local volunteer fire departments, local agency hosts, but really the idea is to have this TREX team be fully functional. And so the incident management team, at minimum, usually includes an incident commander for the whole 2-week event, plus someone who's in charge of operations and a training specialist. And then on some of our larger events, we actually have like a whole host of people on the incident management team, including a public information officer, a logistics chief, we'll have a plan section chief. So really operating a lot like your typical Type 3 incident management team. And another key component of this model is that everyone who attends is both a trainer and a trainee. So if you come in as a firing boss trainee, for example, you are already qualified as a firefighter 1, for instance, and so you're acting as a trainer for a person who's coming up and working on their firefighter 1 qualifications, and you're also getting to work on your firing boss your own personal task book for a firing boss. So everyone's a trainer and a trainee, and even people who have very limited experience with fire have something to offer and something to teach. So we'll often have, people who have never held a drip torch, but they're an expert on fire effects monitoring, and they can lead a lecture on fire ecology of the local area. So there's really this core philosophy around that everyone has something to offer and something to learn. Next slide. So just some of the core philosophies of this model that I think really set it apart and make it special and make it as popular as it's become. Really this focus on diverse participation, and that diversity leads to a rich learning environment. And this is not only diversity in the participants, gender diversity, ethnic diversity, affiliation. We try to bring in people from all different kinds of affiliations, different geographies, different countries, but also diversity in burn units, diversity in fuel types, really trying to just build in as much variation as we can in the people who attend and in the places that we visit and the burning that we do, because that increases our capacity, our resilience, our learning. So like I said before, everyone has something to teach and something to learn. That's really, you come to a TREX event, you should expect to be a mentor to someone and to be mentored by someone, and, to come in with an open mind and really be ready to learn and share. And then, of course, increasing capacity TREX is really about increasing capacity, both of the individual and their own abilities, but then also the local burn programs. So we often will burn with private landowners who otherwise would not be able to get those burns accomplished, or federal and state partners who have limited fire staff or limited resources and really just need that extra help to get those projects done. But then also capacity at the kind of network scale. So through TREX, we've created these networks of burners that are all over the country, and like I said, even across the world. We have strong partners in Spain and other countries, and it's just really neat to be able to call someone up when you're looking to develop a project, or you have a question, or you're thinking of starting your own TREX in your area, and you have this whole network of people you can draw from who have great experience and just really a kind of a team attitude. So TREX has developed this national and international network of strong collaborative partners, which is really great. Next slide. So I just wanted to share an example. I work nationally with Jeremy Bailey from the Fire Learning Network, who's the lead for TREX across the country. But I also host my own TREX event here in Northwestern California, and we call it the NorCal TREX. And right now I'm currently planning the 5th annual NorCal TREX, and it'll be in October of this year. And we bring 35 participants from all over the place. I just actually sent out the acceptance letters yesterday to my participants and have people from 3 different countries and all over the United States. And we include burns on both federal and private lands. Some of the TREX events have just private lands or just federal lands. We have a mix, and we've also burned on tribal lands in the past. This year we won't be. But really try to have a broad range of burn units and land ownership. And like I was mentioning before, the geographic diversity is really important. And for the NorCal TREX, we actually move locations 3 times. And so we burn kind of closer to the coast on some private ranches, and then we'll be moving inland and burning in my hometown, actually, which is, it's a little hotter and drier there. And then we go inland even more and burn with our federal partners over in kind of in the middle part of the state up here in the North State. So we really build in a lot of geographic diversity, and that creates a rich learning environment and gives us flexibility for weather conditions, because of course we know that weather can be a problem with burning. So anyway, again, we bolster local capacity in Northern California, and it's a great model, and I'm happy to answer any questions.